I would like to share a few thoughts on the coronavirus and Bible prophecy. Some Christians have linked this deadly virus strain with Bible prophecy of the end times, specifically with the four horsemen of the apocalypse in Revelation chapter 6. This seems to be an extreme view of prophecy. The coronavirus is not one of the final plagues of the book of Revelation. Bible prophecies clearly indicate that the world will be ravaged by many disasters, including terrible disease epidemics in the end times. Most of them will occur during the Great Tribulation Day or the Day of the Lord after the church age. But the present disasters have great significance for our time today. The increase in natural calamities and pestilence remind us that the beginning of the end has already arrived. The birth pangs are here. Disasters will be on the increase as signs of the times, and it will give us a glimpse of the larger things prophesied to come. Meanwhile, these tragedies and calamities are a wake-up call for the world to turn to the true and the living God. The Lord has shaken the world through the coronavirus epidemic. It is time to wake up and answer God's call, and we must hear that call without delay. Let us also take a brief look at the plagues in the Bible. Several times we see judgments from God in the form of plagues and pestilence. And plagues and pestilence are instruments of God's judgment upon sinful humanity and also on backslidden people of God. We see that in the book of Exodus, chapter 7 through 12, 2 Samuel 12, Jeremiah 29, Amos 4. The plagues in the book of Revelation all reminds us of this sobering truth. And the backdrop of every plague in the Bible, there is conflict between God and human rebellion. The 10 plagues of Egypt were also directed against 10 Egyptian gods, effectively embarrassing and defeating them. This thesis is historically and archaeologically defended by Dr. John Davis in his superb commentary on the book of Exodus, Moses and the gods of Egypt. God thus demonstrated his sovereignty, authority, supremacy and power above all other deities. The Egyptians should know that Jehovah is the only true and the living God. COVID-19 looks very much like a plague. Look at this uncontrollable and rapid spread all over the world and the terrible devastating consequences. Though we cannot specifically pinpoint God's intention behind this pandemic, certainly God's hand is at work. Look at the apostasy and unholiness in the church today, blasphemy against God by various movements, and religious sects, immorality, sexual promiscuity, violence, brutality, murder, everything on the increase. 3,000 babies are murdered every day in the name of abortion. Abandonment of God's word as the standard of right and wrong. Mocking at prayer and Christian faith. God has every reason to judge humanity. Our responsibility now is to intercede for others. Pray for healing and God's mercy and deliverance. God's kindness for all of us, for the entire humanity. And when we acknowledge him as the Lord and Master of our lives, we will be able to appreciate all what he is doing. We will join with the prophet Habakkuk and pray, O Lord, in wrath, remember mercy. That is the prayer we need to make.